everyone. Welcome to The Learning Journey, a podcast where we talk about education, learning, and experiences. I'm Adriana, and I'm very happy to be here with you today. I'm joined by Nicolas. How are you, Nicolas?
Hello, Adriana. I'm really happy to be in this podcast when we are going to share some insights about education in Colombia.
Successful learning is not only about studying for many hours, it is about using effective strategies, staying motivated, practicing regularly, and learning from mistakes. Everyone learns differently, but some strategies can help students improve their performance and become more confident learners. Let's talk a little bit about Saber 11 exam in Colombia. It is a national standardized test that evaluates the academic and general competences of high school students. The results can provide information about students' academic performance and help them to identify strengths and areas for improvement. However, sometimes the results are not what students or institutions expect. Let's look at a concrete example of this gap. On paper, Colombia's public policy for foreign languages is incredibly ambitious. The official goal is for every single 11th grade student to graduate with B1 intermediate level in English. It sounds great, right? But the actual result of the Saber 11 test tell a completely different story.
The Economics Lab at the Javeriana University recently tracked these English test scores over 8 consecutive years from 2014 all the way to 2021. What they found is a massive reality check. Get this. In 2019, right before the pandemic hit, only 14% of 11th graders actually reached that B1 goal. Just 14%. Even more alarming, nearly half of the students score at the I- level. That means they are struggling with even the most basic introductory English. And if you are wondering if things got better during the remote learning years of 2020 and 2021, they didn't. The scores completely stagnated. So, why is the system failing to deliver on this promise?
Today we have some amazing guests with us to talk about this important topic. What do you think about the Saber 11 results? They were not what we expected. What do you think is happening? Juliet Gomez is a successful psychologist. She's going to answer this question.
From a psychological perspective, I think the results may be influenced by several factors beyond students' academic knowledge. Many students experience anxiety, pressure, or low confidence when facing an important standardized test like Saber 11. These emotions can affect their concentration, motivation, and ability to demonstrate what they actually know. I also think we should consider students' study habits and their perception of the exam. If they don't feel connected to the test or don't see it as relevant to their future, their level of engagement may be lower. So, instead of simply asking, why did students get low scores? We should ask, what emotional, motivational, and learning factors may be affecting their performance? This could help us design better strategies to support them.
What learning strategies can help students improve their memory, concentration, and performance when preparing for the Saber 11 test? Andres Acosta, as a neurologist, will give us some insights about this question.
Thank you. As a neurologist, I recommended several strategies to help students improve their memory, concentration, and performance when preparing for the Saber 11 test. First, students should use active recall. Instead, for only reading their notes, they should close their books and try to remember or explain what they have learned. This help strengthen memory. Second, I recommend short study sessions with breaks, studying for 25 or 30 minutes, and then taking a short break can help the brain maintain concentration and avoid mental fatigue. Another important strategy is getting enough sleep. During sleep, The brain organizes the consolidates information, so sleeping well is especially important before an exam. Finally, students should exercise, drink enough water, eat healthy food, and manage stress. Remember, success in Saber 11 is not about studying for more hours. It's about studying smarter and taking care of your brain. Thank you.
Guillermo Caballero, PhD in education, will answer this question. As a teacher, how do you explain the fact that the Saber 11 results were lower than expected, considering what you have observed in your students' performance in the classroom?
Okay. Classroom and standardized assessment measure different things. In class, I, as a teacher, evaluate contextualized work, familiar material, practice formats, credit for reasoning. Saber Pro, on the other hand, requires applying knowledge in unfamiliar formats and general competencies like critical reading or quantitative reasoning in unrehearsed contexts. Stakes differ too. Saber Pro matters enormously for institutional accreditation, rankings, and funding, but less for the individual student, who isn't blocked from graduating or penalized on their transcript. Curriculum alignment matters as well. Saber Pro tests general competencies, critical reading, quantitative reasoning, written communication, citizenship, alongside discipline content. Strong domain instruction without deliberate practice in those skills won't fully show on the exam. Finally, I distrust my own classroom judgment somewhat. Teachers assess what they taught in formats they calibrated themselves, a built-in blind spot.
If you had to choose only one strategy for successful learning, what will it be?
If I had to choose only one strategy, I would choose setting realistic goals and maintaining motivation. Students need to feel that their effort has a purpose and that they are capable of improving. Instead of focusing only on the final score, they should set small, achievable goals and recognize their progress. This can reduce anxiety, build self confidence, and help them develop more consistent learning habits.
Well, if I had to pick one thing, build tight feedback loops around deliberate, effortful practice. Attempt something beyond your ability. Get honest feedback on where you went wrong and adjust before trying again. Remove any piece and the loop weakens. Effort without feedback breeds repeated mistakes. Feedback without effort doesn't stick, since the brain skips the retrieval work that makes memory durable. Even a good loop fails without enough spacing for real reconsolidation. It's not a technique, it's a loop. Attempt, get feedback, adjust, repeat with spacing. That's it.
If I had to choose only one strategy for successful learning, I would choose active recall. Instead of reading the same information again and again, students should close their books and try to remember or explain what they have learned. This strategy helps the brain strengthen memory and identify what we still need to practice. For a test like Saber 11, active recall can help students remember information and apply their knowledge more effectively.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe leave us a review, and join the conversation for our social media channels. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.